Hey fellow vegans, I hope you're doing great. Today I want to give you a plant-based grocery list on a budget. So if you currently, because the current situation, if you don't have money in excess and you still want to eat quite healthy, then this is the right video for you. Today I'm going to show you like some parameters that you need to consider when it comes to shopping in a supermarket in a very cost-effective fashion and plant-based way. Okay, so just give me a couple minutes of your time and you will have this area of your life covered. The only thing that I ask in return is for you to smash the like button so this channel here stays in good favor of the YouTube algorithm gods. So there's three things that I wrote down here that are important when you want to shop plant-based on a budget. And the number one thing is that you want to, in this regard, when you're just starting out, when you don't have enough money, you generally want to avoid organic foods. And this is not the best thing to say when it comes to your health, but it is beneficial when it comes to reducing the cost of your shopping strongly. Especially like in Switzerland, the place where I come from, organic foods are about 50% to sometimes even 100% more expensive than non-organic food. And part of this is legit. I mean, there's organic foods have a strong decrease in pesticides, but sometimes it's just a marketing gimmick. It's a marketing gimmick because some foods, even in their non-organic fashion, have very little pesticides. So non-organic is organic generally is better than non-organic, but when it comes to reducing your cost, aim for non-organic foods if this is an issue at this moment in time. Okay, realize that sometimes organic, it's a marketing gimmick, so it's not really 100% necessary. However, if you have enough money, then go for organic because you want to be on the safe side. The second thing is you want to avoid processed foods when you go shopping, which means you want to avoid fake meats. You want to avoid Beyond Meat burgers. You don't want to buy as much tofu as you used to do in the past. Generally, the more unprocessed you eat, generally the healthier it is, and also the less costly it is. For example, a couple of 100 grams of broccoli are way less expensive than a couple of 100 grams of a Beyond Meat burger patty. Simply because there's less processing involved, and they're generally like the produce section of the supermarket is not that expensive, especially if you shop non-organic in this regard. So what I would recommend you, simply stick to foods like brown rice, potatoes. I mean, potatoes are really cheap. Rice, like quinoa. Quinoa is also not that expensive. Oatmeal. Soy milk, like in the morning have oatmeal and soy milk. Have some water if you want to replace the soy milk if that is too expensive because it's processed. And you want to stick to foods like these, foods that are like very non-processed, unprocessed, and still very cheap, mainly the produce aisle of the supermarket. A good example also for a protein food in this regard is canned beans. Canned beans are very non-expensive. They're very cost effective to buy in the supermarket. They have a lot of protein and they're quite tasty. I've eaten them a couple of times in the past when I was a little bit struggling with money. I was sticking to a lot of oatmeal, potato, rice, beans, and very little variety, but I somehow made it through. Now here's a third tip when it comes to shopping on a plant-based, on a budget, is I would consider a multivitamin, because likely your nutrition will not be perfect. You will not get all of your nutrients through a limited amount of foods that you're eating on a daily basis. Why? Because money is an issue. So I would recommend you a cheap multivitamin. You can find one at your pharmacy. You just want to make sure you got this area of your life covered. So you don't want to have a certain amount of certain deficiency, which in the end will cost you more money than if you would have just eaten a multivitamin or something in the first place. Now, if your nutrition is perfect, if your nutrition is really good, for example, my part right now, I don't really take a multivitamin. I take very specific vitamins because my nutrition is really good. However, like in the past, I wish I would have taken a multivitamin because I was getting tired if I was eating too much of too much oatmeal, for example, not other stuff. So too much information right there. But you want to make sure that you take a multivitamin just so you're on the safe side when it comes to your micronutrient intake during the day. So these were the three things that you need to consider when you're shopping groceries on a plant-based diet and you're on a budget. Is you want to avoid organic in the meanwhile when money is an issue. You want to avoid processed food, which means you want to stick to the produce aisle. You want to eat a lot of rice, a lot of potatoes, a lot of beans, so to speak, because they're not that expensive. And the third thing is you want to have a multivitamin because you don't want to have some deficiency symptoms along this journey. Okay guys, if this was helpful, smash the like button. If you want to see further videos like this, subscribe to this channel. And if you want to get coached by me, I'm a vegan fitness coach. You can go to qualitygains.com, you can schedule a free call, and you can watch a free training. Okay guys, see you next time.